Now, the first problem you've got, if you're trying to do that, is the personal motivation problem. Here's the issue. Personal motivation problems are those where the good behavior feels bad and the bad behavior feels good, which is almost every problem in the world. So the problem you and I are up against as influencers is the bad stuff often feels personally gratifying, satisfying, pleasurable to people, whereas the good stuff feels like sacrifice, burden, struggle, effort. And if that's what you're up against as an influencer, my question to you is, how do you think about solving that problem? Well, let's take a case in point. A friend of mine, Brian Wansink, did a little experiment on Halloween, the holiday in the United States where we give out candy to children, pandemonium. On his front porch, he put a big bowl of delicious candies, chocolates, and yummy flavors of every sort. Next to that bowl, he placed a bowl of apples. And he allowed the children with no human present to choose which of those two they would like. In the control condition, isn't it embarrassing that on Halloween you have control conditions? This is what social scientists do. In the control condition, the two platters were set there, and only 9% of the kids, fewer than 1 in 10, took the apples, probably because their parents were watching. The other 91% did the normal thing. They took the candy. So here's the question. How would you, in a non-coercive way, influence more children to take the apples? Here's the problem. You and I tend to believe that behavior has intrinsic emotions associated with it, feelings and sentiments, experiences. It doesn't. Bad behavior can feel good or bad. Good behavior can feel good or bad. Your job as an influencer is to help the good stuff feel pleasurable and the bad stuff feel bad. It's to make the world right. How would you do that? Well, let's look at what Brian did. In the experimental condition, he did one simple thing that shifted the number of kids that took the apples to 48%. Over 5 times more kids took the apples. What did he do? He put a picture of Batman on the front porch with a little sign under it that said, "What would Batman eat?" 5 times more kids take the apples. Well, what does this teach us? What influencers understand is that people can profoundly change the way they feel about almost any choice. Choosing to stay chaste, choosing to go to church, choosing to contribute tithes, choosing to be faithful to your spouse, choosing to go the extra mile for a customer. Those can feel intrinsically pleasurable if they're framed the right way. Your job as an influencer is to influence the frame. Make sure that we don't just teach principles and abstract ideas, connect them to people's values. Second, help people frame the specific choices they're making in godly ways or moral ways or value-based ways. That's your job. If I see this as a choice of being like Batman, I feel differently about eating that apple, and it tastes different than if I see it as an issue of doing what my mom told me to do. The two are significantly different.